Good morning. Today is April 29th, 2024. It's Tuesday, the day after Pesach. So hopefully everybody had a great holiday, great Pesach. You're going to experience a personal exodus from Egypt, the personal exodus from the one stage of your being into the next stage. Now we continue with Tanya. Today we talk about practical application, just to simplify. Last time, before the Pesach, before holiday, before Shabbat, we discussed that connection to God goes through several stages. And of course, this is our many discussions, lessons on Tanya. We are now in chapter 43 out of 53 chapters. We make good progress. And we talked about how can a connection to God created by your efforts to translate into not only the achieving the paradise type existence in a world to come when the soul returns to the higher world, but even today in simple things like your health, your connection with kids, your connection with your brother and mother, and father and relatives and friends. How do you restore comfort and peace of mind and content and relaxation and peace in your life without being driven by anxiety, by worries, by everything that the world has, this world? Tanya presents as essentially the link to this ability to bring yourself to the state of peace of mind, and that ability generates by the effort. Tanya said there's two ways of love. The love of God essentially is one is that you can get tzaddikim, get to the level that basically you walk around the world with a feeling of connections, like on the level of Atzilut. There are 4 levels. From this world to the highest world, you directly connect to that. But to achieve that, Tanya says, it's impossible in one. It is given to some very few individuals, granted for some reason. Hashem, God grants this ability to people, to certain souls arriving on earth through a certain mission. But for 99.999% of us, you can only achieve it by hard work. It's like you can't get these muscles, you can't buy the muscles, you can work out through the gym. And once you get that, your ability is enhances. The Tanya talks about, here's a little diagram. In each world, I'm going to show a diagram. Let's see if you see it. The camera sees it, okay? Okay. The world in each world there's a 10 sefirot. They're coming from the 10 sefirot. The highest one is Chokhmah, right here, the Chokhmah. And this is us, this is you. From what Asiya, you connect to the 10 sefirot. Of course, there is a Malchut, the lowest one sefirot, and then Chokhmah, the highest one. And there's a 10 we discussed in other recordings. So you connect to the Chokhmah, and then it's like a little string. Imagine the string is going up from the lowest to the highest level, and it continues through the Chokhmah of Asiya into the string, continues to Yetzirah, to Beriah, to Atzilut, and eventually to the Ein Sof, like a little string. Once the string is established, you essentially become on entirely. So you cannot just jump there. Imagine just a rope coming from here, and you're climbing on the rope, and you're climbing the rope through one opening hatch in the plane, then you come to another hatch, then you come to another hatch, eventually going to Ein Sof. That connection, Tanya discussed also far, can be done by studying Torah, by doing prayers, and doing good work, mitzvot, commandments the Torah gives us to become a good Jewish person. A good person. It's open to everybody. So once you get to this level, you have now applied. Tanya doesn't directly say it now, where we are bringing the conclusion that now gives you ability as a Superman. Now you can say, okay, My shoulder was hurting, and now it's healed. That's why when you hear about the miracles, that people go to tzaddikim, and people attribute it to some kind of clannish feeling. Like you go to tzaddikim, and he says, don't worry, go home, and everything will be good. And the person goes home, and he comes in, and the phone rings. And it's his brother that you haven't spoke for 20 years, calling from California. Hey, Joe, sorry, I really neglected you for many years. I don't know what kind of... This morning I just got up and something tells me to give you a call. Well, you establish this connection and it happens. So you hear about these miracles in this world before you go to the next world, so to speak. That ability exists. That ability exists. And that ability you can train yourself by going through Tanya. Well, somebody says, I don't care for any of this. I'm not a religious person. Well, if you don't believe into that, you don't believe into that. Then people ask questions. How come bad things happen? Well, I pray and... Well, Tanya says it's good to pray even on the lowest level, even if you don't believe in these concepts. But you still have... The Tanya basically said that connection, that rope, exists in every person, but it exists in a weakened state. It's not like you're establishing a new. It's there, but you have to kind of maintain it. You have to discover it. You have to make an effort. How does one person, we discussed it in other lessons, how does one person get it and another person completely doesn't? And then, of course, you have people who, that's why Talmud says, if somebody says, I've tried and I couldn't succeed, don't believe him. If the person says, I have tried and I succeeded, believe him. So when we say that, you know, I tried to be I tried to get my body, which I tried to lose weight. I'm overweight, but it doesn't work for me. The truth is, you haven't tried hard enough. You still couldn't resist the next plate of ice cream watching TV before going to bed, and then you're wondering why you couldn't lose weight. Well, those are real reasons. Sometimes it's not obvious. Sometimes things happen in life that it seems like the person does all the right things and still have all the troubles. We can explain things like that. We're not here to explain the unexplainable, but the point is that Tanya basically is stating that that state of connection is available to everybody, even at the lowest level, without going through the extra super exercise of praying, of learning Torah. So if you don't go to classes to learn Torah, and if you don't at least take some time daily, 5 minutes, just open up the Torah book and read what's today's chapter. Where are we? Are we learning Exodus, Genesis, Deuteronomy, Numbers, Leviticus? What chapter? When was the last time I put tefillin on? I'm a Jew. Did I put tefillin on? When did I go to synagogue? Do I help other people without pay? Not just have a job, but do I help other people? Well, then you can start asking the questions, and then what Tanya's saying, we can be ashamed of ourselves. Come to think of it, no, I haven't done any of the things. And then I expect that everything should be calm, should be fine. How come I have a problem? You know, I have a water break, and it's flooded my backyard, and I'm a good person. Well, yes, you're a good person, and it's good. Tanya said it's wonderful. And you can reach a higher level of mental balance and balance in your life. But if you want to get to the level that is peaceful, which is ultimately the purpose of existence, to bring this light of God, to get this rope connected to God, and we have this conduit, like fiber optics. Let's see, closer. The fiber optics of connection. Divine soul brings you up the rope, and then your animal soul essentially pulls the divine soul through a Torah study. You sit in a class and you study. What you're doing right now is part of that. You listen to this discussion, you participate in discussions, and everybody who came here this morning also with that. We're in that club. We're in the Perplexed club of the followers of the Torah. Your divine soul has these two garments of thought and speech and the animal soul had a garment of action. Together, you elevate your soul up the rope, and then the light comes down to you, and animal soul becomes involved in life in a full harmony. And if every Jew in the world would connect that, and then humanity would follow, that is essentially messianic times. We can call it, many Jews believe Messiah. Well, not Jews, Christians believe also, maybe in some different way, but basically every nation, Hindus believe in like super eye, the third eye in your brain. Everyone believes in something, some power that helps us beyond our earthly, worldly abilities. Well, for 1, 2, 3, 5 people, 10 million people in the world, 100 million, a billion, to be involved in that is wonderful. But if everybody gets to that level, that's what Torah intended to do. And if that existence, that messianic state, not necessarily in one option that the person, the Messiah, comes and he just fixes everything for you. You were overweight, now you're in a great shape. Now all of a sudden you're nice and strong and muscle, and before you was like flabby, overweight person. No offense. He will do it for you. Well, you have to make an effort. The humanity has to develop, and we are in the process of that development. There's a problems going on in the world, but perhaps those are the steps of Mashiach. Those are the steps of the times. Mashiach can be a concept, the stage, the process, the fulfillment of the better things in us that we all have inside. And once this rope connected, they connect also the rest of the souls, the rest of the Jewish souls, followed by the rest of the world, all souls. And that is a world, that is objective. That's how we bring the divine life. That is how we connect the physicality with the spirituality. And that connection becomes what the humanity was meant to be. It's going through a difficult process of denying that goal, that objective. But it's coming, and it's coming, and it's coming. And your participation, listening to that, contributes to this process. We have to express that love. We have to express this respect to each other. Disregard the differences in our religions, in Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, whatever it is. We have to see that all our religions, so to speak, it's a gift given by the Almighty for all of us in different ways, with different uniqueness of our culture, ethnical backgrounds, geographical locations, to essentially come with the tools. I give you, Hashem says, I give you this tool, I give that nation that tool, I give this tool, but overall we have to apply it towards uniting ourselves in the search, or not just live on upper sphere, floating like an angel, and not living here in pursuit of worldly happiness, separated from everything spiritual and elevated, not just making quick buck and live this life and leave the world becoming the one who gathers more toys before he dies wins. That is not the objective. The objective is combine both. Live in this world, go see a baseball game, go to the beach, go to the synagogue, study Torah, pray, concentrate, visit the family, live your good life, work, be happy, be surrounded by the family, have connections with the friends. All those worldly things are good, and all those worldly things can strive and to become illuminated, Zohar, illuminated by the light. The Tanya is helping us as a tool, as a book, as a manual to achieve. Have a great day. God bless you, and hope this will be also a day after Pesach that you will switch your position into making just one more step towards enhancing your life by making more meaningful, more fulfilling, more helpful to yourself and to others. Have a great day. Shabbat Tov. Today is Tuesday, April 29th, I think, 2024.